being able to control yourself and do the things that you have set for yourself is one of the greatest abilities that you can learn. I'm someone who, without any issue, is always able to do the things that I set for myself. And so in this video, I'm going to teach you how you can do that as well by just changing a few core things that you're getting wrong. Because I remember when I first learned about self-improvement, like going to the gym, working out, like business and all of that stuff, I decided that from today, I'm going to go to sleep early, wake up early, and then study and do the work at that time. But then I scrolled until 2 a.m. And this continued for a few months until the day came when I was starting my second notes, where I write things that I learned from videos and stuff. And before starting the notes, I did just one small actionable step. And that small actionable step completely changed everything. How I viewed the world, how I viewed others, and most importantly, how I viewed myself. So the most important reason that you fall short and you don't do the things that you set for yourself is because you don't think of yourself anything. And no, I'm not going to talk about like belief systems in this video. That's a different topic. But you don't think that you're worth anything. You think that you're just nothing. And so when you set a goal, or when you set something for yourself that I'm going to do this and this and this tomorrow, when the time comes, because you just don't want to do those things and you're lazy and stuff, you're like, okay, what will happen if I don't do those things? Nothing will happen because I think I'm nothing. And so you don't do those things. But you think that others are something. And so when someone else tells you to do a particular thing, you go and do that thing with like as much perfection as possible. This is because you think that you yourself are nothing, but others are something. You think highly of others, but you think very lowly of yourself. Lowly or low of yourself. So what's the solution for this? Well, simple. Setting standards for yourself. Not for others, but for yourself. Meaning you sit down and you think to yourself, okay, what are the things that I'm going to tolerate for myself and from others? Like from others, that's a different topic. But here we are just talking about from yourself. What are the things that I'm going to tolerate? What are the things that if I do, I will be okay with? And what are the things that if I do, I will not be okay with? I don't want to do those things. Because to be honest, most people have no standards. You don't have any standards right now as well. Like, yeah, you might have some like super like deep standards that you don't even know you have. Like for example, you won't rape anyone. Alhamdulillah, like your parents have taught you well that all of these things, you won't rape anyone, inshallah, right? So that is a standard as well. But we set some higher standards. Like, yes, this is a good standard, really good, but we set other standards. And so since most people have no standards, most people end up doing anything. But we don't want to be like most people. We don't want to just end up doing anything. We want to control ourselves, and we want to do the things that we say that we will do. And so this is your actionable step. Sit down, open a diary or register, whatever, and then think to yourself that what are the things that you will tolerate from yourself, and what are the things that you will not tolerate from yourself. In simple words, writing down your standards. So this can include things like you will not tolerate yourself playing games. You will not tolerate yourself watching movies, series, dramas. You will not tolerate yourself looking at the opposite gender. You will not tolerate yourself living prayers. You will not tolerate yourself not learning about deen and all of that stuff. And if you're not able to pray consistently and you have a really hard time with prayers, go and check out the new app that has just been released called Just Pray, because I'm telling you, it will really help you with being consistent with prayers, because it gives you 3 alarms for every single prayer. One before the prayer time, one at the prayer time, and one after the prayer time, which is like really helpful in my opinion, especially for Fajr prayer. And so in the start, you will have to write down your standards, like as I wrote down those standards and as I have told you to do right now. But as you get better and as you learn more and more and as you get much more mature and stuff, you will not have to write down more standards. Like after that, it was like the story I told you, it was around 2 years, or I think maybe even more than 2 years ago. And after that, I have never wrote my standards, the things that I will tolerate from myself. because those things are now just a part of my identity. Okay, if you want to write those standards, there's nothing wrong with them. But I'm just telling you that you will have to write them for now. But later you might not have to ever write them again, ever. And this might seem like just small and minute, but I'm telling you, this is a really big actionable step. This is one of the core foundations of self-improvement or Muslim self-development, we might say. And so if you want access to the complete Muslim self-development course, which I've been working on for more than 6 months now, which will completely change your life, just trust me, go and check out the first link in the description. And so just go and check out the first link in the description. Otherwise, if you don't want to join that community, you can go and check out the second link if you're male, and go and check out the third link if you're female. Those links will take you to my absolutely free communities, and there you also get 2 free courses as well. And now, after you have written down your standards, I want you to do something else as well. I want you to write down your why. Why are you doing all of these things? Why do you do self-improvement? Why do you do self-development? The main intention is to attain the pleasure of Allah. But there can be other reasons as well. Why do you do all of these things? What is your why? What is your mission? What is the reason that you do all of these things? You might say that I only do all of these things for myself. I go to the gym for myself. I train for myself. I eat healthy for myself. Okay, got it. Let's say you do all of these things for yourself, and you go to the gym and you're on a strict diet and you're trying to lose weight. But today your family is eating a cake, and that's your favorite cake, and you really like that cake. It's so good that you can't even live without that cake. If you're doing all of these things for yourself, you will end up falling and eating that cake and not following your diet. But if you have a greater mission, if you have a greater why, you will not fall, because you will say, no, I have a greater mission. I have more things to do in my life than just eating cakes that I like and just listening to my desires and my whims. This is because a philosopher once said, if you have a why to live, you can bear almost any how. And so, being honest, we don't want to work every day. In life, as you get into self-development and Muslim self-development, and you get into these things, there are some things that you want to do every single day, but there are other things that you don't want to do every single day. There are, some days I want to watch a movie. Some days I want to watch series. Some days I just want to scroll on Instagram for 40-45 minutes. But the reason I don't do those is because I have a higher mission. But if I didn't have that, I would just fall every single time that my body wanted to do these things, my brain wanted to do these things. So these can be attaining the pleasure of Allah, which is the best in my opinion. But there can be other things as well. The reason you take care of your looks is because you want a beautiful wife. What is wrong in that? I want a beautiful wife. There's nothing wrong with that. That is why I take care of my looks. You go to the gym because you have a higher mission. You do all of these things because you want to do something for the ummah. You're doing a business because you want to help the ummah. Okay, good. These are higher missions. These are missions greater than yourself. Even if you die, but you have completed your mission will outlive you. You might die, but your mission will not die. So that is a greater mission, a greater purpose. So this is your actionable step. After you have written down your standards, write down your mission as well. Write down your greater mission, your why, the reason you are doing all of these things. And this can be multiple things as well. And if you don't know what is your greater mission, what is your greater why, just think to yourself that what are the things that I want to do in this world? What are the things that I want to change or improve in this world? What are the things that I wish that the world was like this? You can do that, if you just work hard a lot for 20, 30, 40 years, you will be able to do that, inshallah, by the will of Allah. And so some people will know their greater mission, some people will not. And if you don't know, just ask yourself these questions. I personally have known my greater mission since I was at the age of 4. As long as I remember, I have known what my greater mission. And then finally, the reason you don't do the things that you say that you will do is just a simple reason. You don't know the difference between instant gratification and delayed gratification. And so instant gratification is simply when you just do the things that you feel like doing right now, but you know that these things are not good for you in the long run. But delayed gratification is you doing the things that you don't feel like doing right now, but you know that these things are good for you in the long run. So let's take the example of gym. Let's say you have just started to go to the gym. You don't feel like going right now. It's your third day. You don't feel like going there because your muscles really hurt. You have to go there. It's a mess. You don't really know how to exercise. You feel a bit ashamed to ask and all of that stuff. But you still go. If you go, that is delayed gratification. If you don't go because you don't feel like going and instead you just watch YouTube videos, that is instant gratification. And if you want to do anything in your life, like anything in your life, anything big in your life, you need to always follow delayed gratification over instant gratification. That's just a simple rule. And that's one of the core basic foundations of self-improvement and Muslim self-development as well. And so, because 99% of the people just follow their instant gratification, just do whatever they feel like doing right now, even though they know that in the long run, a year from now, or even 3 months from now, or even 1 month from now, or even a week from now, or even a day from now, this thing is not good for me. But because you want to do something big in your life, you need to do things that 99% of the people are not doing, which is delayed gratification. And so, as I said, if you want access to the complete Muslim self-development course, I really think you should buy it. And so, do good, and inshallah, I will see you in Jannah.
وأجتاز السماء جلالا فأزيد أسراب الغيوم جمالا